Hey, what's up, everybody? Money in the Bank just ended, so we're going to talk some Money in the Bank. Bill will be here in a second. Let you guys kind of filter in here since Money in the Bank just ended. Braun Strowman was victorious. Give me a second here, guys. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you checking us out tonight. I can't see which one that is. I think this is. Yeah, there it is. All right. All right. So Bill's on his way over. So we're going to work our way. I guess we'll start at the end and kind of work our way back to talk about the show tonight. Welcome to Voice of Wrestling's Money in the Bank review match, or review show, I should say. It's not a match. No, I'm good. So, those just checking in, I'm sure most of you were checking out the network, watching the pay-per-view. But, Jesus, we're close. Braun Strowman. Okay, it's all too close. Hi, Todd. Braun Strowman is the Money in the Bank winner. Your thoughts, Bill?
I don't really understand it. He is somebody that doesn't. The whole thing with Money in the Bank is you come in and it has shock value to it.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman doesn't need to come in when somebody's already beat up, hand a briefcase, and then pin them.
I also don't like the idea of having the Money in the Briefcase winner on a show where the champion is never there.
Yeah,
it really.
That's the first thing.
It really lowers the opportunities to cash in.
Yeah,
because you always get those false ones.
I think it was Michael Cole right after it happened said, that Brock Lesnar is now being stalked by the monster in the bank, which I hope he uses this thing fast because I can't listen to monster in the bank.
It's going to be there until he wins.
But how are you going to find Brock Lesnar when nobody can apparently find
maybe
Brock Lesnar?
Maybe he takes a trip to Canada.
If they do like a Brian Pillman, Steve Austin house thing, okay. I'm in if that happens.
Plus, they already used Alexa. She already won it. They have one Money in the Bank. That's it from now on, and it's against a guy who's never fucking there.
For those of you who are new to the show, that's God. He's never on camera, but he's always there.
But his opinions are always there.
Austin Bobby Roode is just another guy, or just a regular guy. As a babyface, yeah, he's a really good heel. He should be a heel. I don't know why they're forcing him to be a babyface, but right now he's nothing special.
The intro, because everybody felt
the intro's great, but outside of that, there's not much there. He should be a heel. He's much better suited as a heel. From promos to in-ring work, everything's better as a heel with Bobby Roode. So, but yeah, honestly, I felt like anybody else in this match could have won Money in the Bank and benefited from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying this to you for a few weeks. Like, I don't like the idea of Braun Strowman's first WWE Championship coming
from a cash-in.
Like, he's not the kind of guy that should do that. He should just beat someone outright. I would like, and this is something they've never done. I'd love to see it. Is whoever wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, they win the WWE title just like in a match.
No,
and
they have done that.
Who?
RVD. When RVD got it.
Well, he was ECW champion.
No, that was a
that was the WWE championship.
He called it on.
He said, "I'm going to challenge Cena at One Night Stand."
Yeah, he called it. It was an actual match months in advance. He called it on.
But he wasn't WWE champion then. That's how he won the WWE championship.
Well, he wasn't
do it with the Money in the Bank.
You can't win Money in the Bank.
No. I'm saying they don't use the briefcase to get a match. I'm saying Braun becomes the number one contender by winning a match on Raw, and then he challenges whoever the champion is, wins the title, but he still has the briefcase.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Why would he do that?
Because then he could lose it and cash in immediately. It'd just be something different that we haven't seen before. It could add a different dynamic from what we've seen before, where it's just you cash in, you win or lose.
We keep going back to the same thing. He shouldn't lose.
Braun?
One-on-one. They built him up. He shouldn't lose.
He ran through a goddamn ladder tonight. Jesus Christ.
He has run through a ladder. He karate chopped a ladder a couple of weeks ago on Raw.
He did that.
It
Yeah. No, it was crazy. So Braun won. The match itself was great.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Hey, what's up, Days?
I thought they did a lot more stuff within.
Kevin Owens died. Yeah, he pretty much did.
Kevin
Hawkeye.
Owens, yeah.
He's someone needs to check on him.
But was he great with the pancakes? We'll get to that. But I thought that they did a really good job of like circumventing people within the ring. So it wasn't like it never got too crowded, but there was enough people in the ring at all times that there was stuff going on.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so that was men's Money in the Bank. Overall, decent. So, 5 days. So why did it feel so much slower paced compared to other years? Because of the guys that were in the ring. You didn't really, besides Kofi, because Finn's not really a high flyer.
No.
He can and he does some stuff, but Finn's not really a high flyer. Besides Kofi, he had a bunch of guys who...
You don't have any guys that are going to like run up ladders and then jump off of them and do a bunch of stuff. So I think that's more what it was.
The Miz was really downplayed.
Plus, with Braun, you have everybody's focus was on him for a portion of the match to get him out of it. Which
really, the whole match was built around Braun.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look through it, like it was all about Braun. All right, but let's move on down the card here. So oh yeah, thank you. Let me get the right graphic up. So the next match, the one right before the main event, was the women's championship match.
You want to talk about women's Money in the Bank before we talk about the women's championship match?
That's probably a good idea because it kind of leads in. So we'll talk about the other Money in the Bank match, the women's Money in the Bank.
Producing this shit.
There we go. Got the right graphic up. So women's Money in the Bank. Honestly, I thought the women's Money in the Bank was a better Money in the Bank match.
I do too.
Really good.
I thought that Ember Moon is slowly but surely just winning me over. I'm becoming a mark. Like some of the stuff she did was awesome. I understand not letting her win it, but sometimes there used to be a thing back in the day where if you wanted somebody to start to get over, you put them in the Royal Rumble somewhat early, and just let them go.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect did it. Bret Hart did it. Guys like that. Maybe Money in the Bank's becoming that kind of thing. Like let somebody put on a show, and Ember Moon did. She didn't win it, but
she had a good showing.
Yeah,
for sure.
The only person that didn't, I don't think made an impact in the match, and I'm not doing this to shout you out, was Natalya was just kind of there.
She was.
She didn't do anything. She was the only one. Sasha came in and was like a constant presence, but she didn't really do a whole lot. I think we talked about this when we were watching it that WWE probably thought.
1 sec, Milo.
WWE probably thought that there was going to be a bigger pop when her and Charlotte came head to head.
Yeah,
but nobody really cared.
That's because no one gives a shit about Shotzi anymore because they've just killed her character.
Yeah, they've done all that. My pick was Becky going into it. I thought Becky was going to win it. I thought she needed more so than anybody else. You said for the men, like all of them, like could have won it. And Coach kept saying about how everybody, pretty much in both Money in the Banks, needs to win.
Coach hasn't been good since the comeback.
Yeah, but I thought Becky Lynch needed it, or at the very least, it needed to be on SmackDown so that she could be a part of it. But I thought the match overall was really, really good.
I enjoyed it.
They didn't hold back, and normally the women they don't. They can't.
No, when they get their opportunities, they kind of have to deliver. Real quick, Milo. Honestly, man, I haven't checked the email. I'm sure if you sent it, I'm sure we got it. I just haven't checked it. Going back, I mean, the women's Money in the Bank was great. I thought maybe one of the girls who hasn't done much should have gotten it, like a Becky and Ember Moon.
Those would be the only two.
Yeah, I mean, those would be the main two. But Alexa winning it, I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, she's the best person. She's the best thing going in the entire women's division, Raw, SmackDown.
Yeah. Even more so, her character is the part I like about her character the most is that, like, if you look on, I realize that the fourth wall is kind of not really a thing anymore.
Hardly.
But on social media, on anything like that, everybody knows that Becky is, or not Becky, that Alexa's not like she actually is on camera.
No, she's super cool.
She's super cool. She's a sweetheart. But the fact that she can still play that is just awesome.
Yeah.
And like everybody, she is a legit heel that you can cheer, and she is gonna play it off like she doesn't care.
Or she'll she'll say something to get heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she wants heat. She doesn't want to get cheered. Becky needs to push Milo. I agree, man. I really thought Becky would have been a good choice. I didn't think she was going to win just because they just don't seem that high on her. Becky seems to me like the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division. Yeah, where everybody loves her. She's a great worker, but they just don't ever want to push her. I think that's pretty much where she's kind of destined to be. She'll get a title run here and there, just to
appease everybody,
appease her, and everyone. But she would have been a great person to win. But Alexa winning brought us to which will definitely be the biggest storyline coming out of this event.
I don't know that.
Alexa, shut the fuck up. God. Always talking. This happens all the time in the house. So that moves us to, like I said, this will by far be the biggest storyline coming out of this.
100%.
Ronda Rousey does not win the championship. She wins the match by disqualification. WWE was sure to make sure that Alexa was the one that hit her.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Ali Nation? Welcome back, brother.
Alexa,
shut up! Sorry.
Can you turn her off?
Can I plug her up?
Yeah, unplug her.
I'm unplugging you, Alexa, because you're a fucking cunt.
All right, God's getting vulgar tonight. So they made sure that Ronda is still undefeated. She got the win because Alexa hit her. But
Alexa
shocking.
did not hit me.
Was shocking. I didn't think they were going to do that. I thought for sure the only reason I thought they were going to do it is if Natalia won, then she turns heel on Ronda. And I've been talking about it for a while. That I thought that's what was going to happen. But
they let the heel of heels make a heel move is essentially what they did.
Yeah, I mean, like she's the best heel. Like there's no honestly, she's the best heel in the company, men or women. I don't. No one's better.
NXT included?
No.
Okay.
So Alexa cashes in, beats the shit out of Ronda Rousey, beats the shit out of Nia Jax, and now she's Raw Women's Champion. I don't think anyone would have predicted that. No, I didn't see that leak anywhere. I never even saw Alexa's name mentioned.
I never even saw it as like a rumor,
no, a
spoiler, nothing like that. But I think the other part of it that you have to pay attention to is for the second time, Rousey looked really good in the ring. Fantastic. And this was a little bit different than it was the first time. She actually, I like people that can take an ass kicking.
Yep. Yeah, she
took an ass kicking.
She looked very good getting beat up. She
Yeah.
sold everything that happened to her. That's awesome about her.
And the major part that nobody's going to talk about to me is that she is, if everybody thought she wasn't all in, like, oh, she's just there for a payday and the glory and whatever, she literally kind of got screwed over tonight and just wore it like
she
you
gets
have
it.
to.
No, she gets it. She's not
and
wrong.
like she's cool. And
Yeah.
I was talking to these guys about it. There was a Mandy Rose Instagram story, or I think or maybe an Instagram post where she was box squatting or something. And then they're at the performance center, and then all of a sudden Rhonda pops from behind the camera and says,
"What's up?" or whatever.
Yeah, says what's up or whatever. So like she's one of the girls, I guess.
Yeah, she's putting the work in.
So that's a good thing. I think that she needs somebody like Bliss on the mic to build a rivalry. If they're going to do this...
Yeah, because Nia couldn't do it.
If they're going to do this until SummerSlam...
That's what I was going to ask you. If I'm guessing what they're going to do, because we have Extreme Rules and then SummerSlam. If I'm booking it, I'm booking the rematch between Alexa and Nia at Extreme Rules. And then I'm doing Ronda, Alexa at...
What do you do with Ronda until then?
I mean, you can play up injuries. You can say she got injured during the attack by Alexa. So, I mean, you can do it a couple different ways. Oh, I mean, you could go Brock Lesnar where Ronda shows up, she's pissed. She goes like full UFC mode and like beats the shit out of her and like you're suspended 30 days. There's a couple different ways you can do it, but you don't do that match at Extreme Rules, I don't think.
What about a triple threat?
No.
Okay, Vince.
No. I guess I'm not a Nia Jax fan. I'm just
Well, she has to get a rematch.
yeah. No, that's like give it to her on Extreme
The only
Rules.
person that doesn't get rematches is Finn Balor.
And Kevin Owens.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens.
But yeah, no, I say you have them. You give her a rematch at Extreme Rules, and then I'd have Rousey show up immediately following the match and beat the crap out of Alexa Bliss. Like say that's when her suspension ends. If you do that, if you go that route, and then you set up that SummerSlam match.
Okay.
But yeah, anything else on Bliss or Women's Championship?
The more and more I sit here and talk about it, and like I think it was a good move. It makes sense. You don't have Rousey come in and just automatically, oh, you're Ronda Rousey, here's the title. And it gets her in a – this is the best storyline that she could possibly get into since she's been there.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Triple H and Stephanie thing was forced.
I don't think it was forced. He had
not
it there.
forced, but he had to do it.
Yeah, he had to.
And then the Nia Jax thing was just so damn random that
Yeah.
nobody understood it.
Yeah.
But
And-
maybe this is why.
And you keep the title off of her, but you also keep her undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really, that was the question everybody had is, everyone would assume Ronda was going to win because you're not going to have Ronda lose her first singles match.
Yeah, and
So,
I don't really understand the whole point behind all these. I get it with her, but like, does it seem like undefeated streaks have just become like the new thing? Like with Asuka, that's all we ever heard. Maybe that's because Goldberg came back out in the Hall of Fame and all that stuff. But
yeah, I mean, it's really just been Asuka. I mean, Braun had one for a little while, but they didn't really hype it up that much.
yeah,
It wasn't like every week you're reminded Braun was undefeated. But
yeah.
all right, so we'll move on to what was probably the best match of the night. That you were
I'm not gonna lie,
Wide
I
awake.
dozed off a lot.
wide awake, so I'll talk mostly about this match.
My bad.
WWE
I'm
Championship
going
match.
to preface and say that Shinsuke doesn't do anything for me. I don't. He kicks people. I don't get it, but whatever. Go ahead.
All right. One, there's no excuse that this match did not go last on the pay-per-view. No excuse at all. None whatsoever. I said as soon as this match wasn't on, and once we figured out Money in the Bank was going on the last one, the match was going on last, I said Braun's winning Money in the Bank. Because that's the only reason I can think in Vince's mind of why that would go on last. But no, someone tweeted this out. It was Frank Manzo from Wrestle Reaction. They've had 4 matches. None of them have main evented.
It was the second best match of the night.
It was the best match, not in my opinion.
Okay, I'll put it up there with the Rollins Elias.
I think it was a better match.
But the way it ended made it the best
Well,
match.
yeah. We're gonna
No,
get there.
let's-
We're gonna get there, Kev.
God's going to sleep because
there's
God has to fucking rest his mind.
There's a flow to this show, Kevin. We started beginning, work our way through. Yeah, there's just no excuse the W Championship match is not going. I mean, they wrestled at WrestleMania, Greatest Royal Rumble, Backlash, and now Money in the Bank, and none of them went on last. There's no excuse. I'm sorry. There's no excuse for that. The match itself was, I think, the best match they've had in the WWE by far.
That from what I saw, that I agree with.
It was great. They did do the low blow angle, but it wasn't like the end of the match, which is why I haven't liked it. It was a very physical match. It was something that honestly we haven't seen that from Nakamura really much in the WWE. See him be really physical, which is what made him a star in New Japan, was his physicality and that strong style that he wrestled with. So we finally got to see a little bit of that tonight. The finish was, as God was saying, was fantastic. Where you have, I mean, the way it went was low blow, Kinshasa, and then a Styles Clash off of the steel ropes, other than the steel ropes, the steel steps, onto the floor, and then a low blow from AJ to Nakamura, finished up with a phenomenal forearm springboard from the ring through putting Nakamura through the announce table. It's a great finish. The thing I don't like last man standing matches because they're often anticlimactic when they finish.
Yeah, we said that before the match.
We said that, but that one didn't. They found a way to make it so it wasn't anticlimactic. It ended in a really strong way. It was a great match. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And now, I mean, I'm assuming that feud is over, but you never know. I was saying this during the match. I think dilly.
Just Dilly. Can you Austin me?
One or two.
The thing that made me lose my train of thought. I think that they should have one more match just because I want AJ to have a fresh feud for SummerSlam. I don't like it when they did like the SummerSlam match happened the pay-per-view before. That's gonna explode.
Sorry.
Miley, there's no Money in the Bank thing, man. We just thought it'd be fun to put Money in the Bank winner. He'll be the Voice of Wrestling champion tomorrow, but there's no real Money in the Bank thing. That'd be way too much for us to try to.
Yeah, try to remember.
Yeah.
Some random guy comes back and cashes in.
Yeah, we wouldn't. Yeah, so it's just that we just thought that'd be fun to do, but I understand the confusion. Yeah, it was a great match.
What do you do with Shinsuke from here?
I mean, Daniel Bryan would be the first thing that comes to mind. Or, you mean he had that match with Jeff Hardy, so you can move him on to Jeff Hardy? You know Jeff Hardy, Mark.
You are.
But, I mean, he could go for the U.S. title, get a U.S. title run. Or, I mean, Rusev is kind of a tweener. You could do him and Rusev.
The U.S. title run where he knows speak English.
Exactly.
Didn't they try that with Jinder?
No, Jinder spoke English.
Well, yeah, but they tried the whole foreigner U.S. championship.
Yeah, they've done it a million times.
I don't really have anything to add on this match.
Yeah,
I saw the end. It was great.
You slept through. It was a great match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. To me, it was the highlight of the show as far as match quality. Obviously, Alexa cashing in kind of stole the show in terms of what people will talk about and what you'll remember from this pay-per-view. But as far as match, to me, this was definitely the best match. All right, let's move on to the match that no one really wants to talk about.
Ugh.
If I can find the graphic, I'm sure it's here somewhere. Yep, there it is. All right, so we won't talk about this one long because, frankly, there's not a lot to talk about. Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns. The one thing I will say, positioning on the card was correct.
Yes, 100 for once.
For once,
It was correct.
It was in the middle of the show as it should be. It was not a top 5 match coming into this for any wrestling fan, unless you're a Roman Mark or Jinder Mark for that matter. I don't know if there are any Jinder Marks besides his family. But it was perfectly placed. The match itself, I mean, look, Jinder's limited in the ring. Roman is a better worker than most fans will give him credit for, and he carried this. I think he carried this match, but
Yeah, the toilet.
it wasn't very good.
It wasn't good.
I honestly can't really remember anything that happened.
I saw a tweet where somebody listed off all the different chants the crowd was doing during the match.
Oh, sure.
Now, I do think that that's part of every time they go to Chicago.
Just don't let him wrestle.
Yeah, every time they go to Chicago, Chicago fans hate Roman Reigns. And they're going to do – he could have gone out there and put on some 5-star match. Nobody would have known because the crowd doesn't want it. So I posed the question to Bryant, what exactly do these people want? What do they want Vince to do? Because now he's in the mid-card. He's fighting in a non-title match against a guy that nobody else likes either. Do they want him do they want him to get fired? I don't get it.
Here's the thing that I think it's the same thing Cena. I think when Cena was at the height of getting his boos, which I don't think was anywhere near as bad as Roman.
No.
Roman is worse than what Cena ever got.
Yes.
I mean, you had like, of course, like the ECW match where Cena just got
Yeah,
stuff like that. But I mean,
they planned that for it to happen that way.
Overall, Roman, it's worse for Roman than it was for Cena. I think if wrestling fans are being honest with themselves, like truly honest, I think most of them would say that they don't really dislike Roman.
They dislike it getting shoved down the throat.
They dislike other guys that are clearly better workers that the crowd likes better, not getting the push that Roman's getting.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's not Roman, because Roman as itself he's a good worker. He can talk. He's not the best talker, but he's not terrible by any means. He can carry a promo. He knows how to work the crowd a little bit. He's gotten better at that. So I don't think it's Roman. I think it's the frustration of other guys not getting pushed, and also they want him to be a heel. if he turns heel in a month, 2 months tops, he'll be the biggest babyface in the company.
Yeah, but they won't do that
I know
because they won't do it because Vince doesn't want to be proven wrong. He was so sure at that first Royal Rumble
He was
that
over.
Roman won.
Oh, he won.
That oh my God, like everybody's gonna love this. He even had The Rock on standby. They booed The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock was confused.
He didn't know what to do. He hadn't been booed since he was Rocky Maivia. He didn't understand. But this match to me is just, it's irrelevant, really. It doesn't.
And I was saying that they should give Jinder the win. Roman can eat losses, and it's not going to hurt him one bit.
No, because you're going
But
to.
Jinder getting a win helps keep him at the status that he's at right now. If he keeps losing matches, he's not. I mean, all the work you put into him is going to be wasted.
And then if you make him lose, or if you make Roman lose, then you can build up another throwaway match at
Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Which they still might do. I mean, you could easily have Jinder attack him tomorrow, and it keeps going.
Yeah, because that's all Jinder does. Are we done with this match?
All right, we'll move on. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got the SmackDown Women's Championship match, which we have to talk about because a certain no-necked individual made his made his return in this match. James Ellsworth. It was rumored all week.
I'm going to say this. Because last Money in the Bank, James Ellsworth stole the show.
In the worst.
So I am not going to talk about him first. I'm going to talk about the fact that I really didn't think that if they put the belt on Carmella, that it was going to play. But apparently I was wrong. I kind of bought in tonight. I was like, she plays. She's not one of the bigger names. You got Becky Lynch, you got Charlotte, you got Asuka, obviously. People like that are definitely bigger names, probably better workers, but personality-wise, I mean, her character it plays.
Yeah, this is great heel.
And she was good in the ring. Tonight. I mean, the women's matches tonight, to me, dominated the men's matches. And it wasn't even really all that close.
Yeah, it's fair. It's a fair statement.
Other than AJ Nakamura.
And Rollins Elias.
Which we'll get to. But this is a way that now it's you still keep we were talking about if Asuka loses, what the hell does she do from here?
I still don't know what she does from here.
She lost, but now you've got all of a sudden she lost, but it wasn't like an interference. It was a
clean-ish win.
Yeah, clean-ish win. So you could do it again at Extreme Rules, I guess.
They probably will.
And then, but at some point, if you're not going to put the belt on her, you need to figure it out. Like, that's how it is. Like,
they might just be done with her.
But I don't understand why.
She could go into that Becky role. I don't agree with it, but I
don't agree with it because the way they built it up. They built it up. The undefeated. This.
I think the only reason they did that is because of what she did in NXT. I don't see Vince looking at her and being like.
I don't think there's that big a separation that they do that kind of build up as an undefeated NXT person to come over and then play again the undefeated, like win the Rumble, do the whole deal, and then all of a sudden now she's an afterthought.
Yeah, I agree. No, I don't disagree. I mean, I thought they should have kept her on Raw.
I understand that NXT and in the main roster are two completely different things. I understand that, but you can't have there's not a bigger disconnect than she's undefeated. She gave the belt up in NXT to leave, correct?
She was injured, if I'm remembering correctly, so they kind of took it off her. They played it up as her.
She lost her smile.
Yeah. Well, they were playing up as she relinquished because I think she got hurt, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong. But of course, the big story from this is James Ellsworth coming back. It was rumored all week.
Which I don't care about, but go ahead.
Hey, I like it for him. I mean, he's like me getting a shot in the WWE. He's just your average dude who loves wrestling, and the boys love him. I mean, he did two he did Jericho's podcast, and he did a podcast recently actually on Robbie E's podcast. And he held no ill feelings. He's like, I hope I can come back one day. I loved it there. And you know what? I mean, as terrible as he might be in the ring, that guy gets heat. He gets just real heat. And I thought the Carmella pairing was really, really good. It's just funny to have having the female having this wimpy guy heater. It's just kind of different.
I thought about that. Like you don't all the time when there's because obviously female wrestling as it's blown up recently.
Yeah,
you've never had the guy manager, the guy, lackey, that kind of thing. So that plays, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, happy for Ellsworth. I don't know how long his run's going to be. I mean, I don't know if he's under contract now or.
You really call it a run?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's back for just one night.
Oh no, obviously, but it's not a run.
He was there for like 2 years. It's a run. He had like 3 WWE championship matches. He had a run.
It's a jog.
He had a run.
All right, where are we going?
I'm trying to find it. Let's get this out of the way. Bobby Lashley, Sami Zayn.
Bobby Lashley should be the most pissed off person on the planet.
It's been bad.
What are they doing? Like, he should have gotten a push the first time, and he didn't. And now they bring him back as like this big thing. The thing I did like about it, and it's the only thing, is that it generally was a squash. Like,
yeah, Zayn didn't really.
He came in there and he beat the living crap out of Sami Zayn, and that's okay. But you don't need to prove anything with Bobby Lashley to anybody.
You know what
Are you telling me a freak athlete like that wouldn't have been good in the Money in the Bank match?
Yeah, but the counterpoint to it would have been, because I think they said this on Money in the Bank, and I'll have to go back and double check it, but I think they said this is his first singles match back.
I get it. You have to.
So you give him, he's not going to win that match. He's not going to win Money in the Bank because obviously he had Braun, and he's not a good guy to have Money in the Bank either. So you give him a match against a guy who can work, and he gets a dub. And I think that's all it is. I don't think this feud continues because I think they know how bad it's been. It gets him a match. It was a decent match. And it accomplished what it needed to. That Bobby Lashley's a fucking animal. And he's here.
Do you think that now until... Because obviously, you can't do anything with the Money in the Bank until Brock comes back.
Yeah.
Do you think they do a Lashley Strowman?
Eventually.
Because...
that could be Mania.
Because whoever... Oh. You think we're going to have to put up with this until Mania?
I mean, look, there's a lot of things. I mean, look, Bobby Lashley could feud with Kevin Owens. He could do something with Roman Reigns.
But
there's a lot of guys he can work with.
Whoever you're going to make take the belt off of Brock, you have to build up like Brock.
It's going to be Roman.
I don't know at this point.
I think it's going to be Roman. That's where all the rumors are online.
Well, yeah, but all the rumors didn't know about Alexa Bliss, so don't listen to the rumors. You were wrong like 90% of tonight.
I was, but look, I'm referring to Dave Meltzer, okay? The god of wrestling backstage news is saying that that's where the match is going to be. And so that's
at WrestleMania again?
No, at SummerSlam.
Oh.
SummerSlam will be Brock's match, almost 99%.
How do you build... Never mind. This is a longer conversation for a longer show.
Yeah, but so the Bobby Lashley, it accomplished what it needed to. And it's all about, I've said this before, it's all about what happens next. We don't know what's happening next.
I would vote Lashley Strowman. Do it now.
You could do that at SummerSlam.
Do it now.
I have no problem with him doing it at SummerSlam.
You got power against power. Vince loves that shit.
I'd be okay with it, but Lashley needs to win. Strowman can't lose that match. Strowman can't win that match.
But then do you kill Braun?
You don't kill Braun. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Here's the way you do it. You have that match at SummerSlam. Braun loses. Roman wins the belt. Braun cashes in on SummerSlam, and he walks out champion. That's how you do it. Seth Rollins it.
So you do it to Roman twice.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
I personally don't.
He's not over. I mean, it's just. I think they're starting to get it. I think there's still a long way before he's not like main eventing WrestleMania, but I think they're starting to get it.
Okay.
That's my hope.
All right.
I could be dead wrong, and he's champion for 800 days. All right, so moving on from this match, we'll go to the opener. We'll finish with a strong match, but we'll go to the opening match here. I think there's only 2 left. So opening match of the pay-per-view was Bryan versus Big Cass, and the feud no one cares about.
There are just such contrasting styles here, and not in a good way.
I just don't get it. Like,
I'll give Big Cass did better tonight than I thought he was going to.
Big Cass isn't terrible.
He's not terrible, but he's not good on the mic. I do not like him on the mic.
No, that's why he had Enzo.
And what are you doing, Daniel Bryan? Like,
I don't
why?
care.
If you're not going to push Big Cass and have him beat Daniel Bryan, then
What
what's
I've-
the point?
What I've read online is they kind of want to they want to try to do a slow build with Bryan, like they did before, where he keeps being the underdog, but he's not the underdog where he's beating Big Cass and making him tap out twice.
He's also not the underdog when everybody already knows. I mean, we talked about the fourth wall earlier. Like, everybody knows the yes movement. He's been the champ already. Everybody was excited when he came back. He went the full length of the greatest pointless Royal Rumble, and everybody, like even the casual fan, loves him because of Total Divas. Like, it's not that complicated.
Total balance.
Bellas, whatever. It's not that complicated. And they're giving we've talked about this numerous occasions. They're giving away pay-per-view style matches
On SmackDown.
on SmackDown.
You've
They're-
already had
He's
Bryan versus AJ,
you've already had Nakamura
Jeff Hardy.
and Jeff Hardy. Those are the 3 ones that you could build.
Those are all pay-per-view matches.
Big Cass is not one you could build.
Well, look, here's the whole thing. The reason the Big Cass thing doesn't bother me is because to me, Big Cass is a placeholder for Daniel Bryan to get. It's all building towards him and the Miz at most likely SummerSlam, and that's why I don't. That's why it's just not. I'm not going to get mad about it. Honestly, I'm more mad at it from the Big Cass perspective because I don't. They like him,
Yeah, they like him, and I don't know what they're doing.
and I don't get why they're having him come back in a high-profile role to just lose. That's what I don't understand. And I thought he was going to win this match. Apparently, thank God I didn't put money on this fucking pay-per-view. I would have lost a lot of money. Don't say it.
Well,
Don't say it. So I just don't get it from the Big Cass perspective. I get it from the Daniel Bryan perspective. It makes him look great. He's being a 7-foot tall guy. He's not really 7 foot tall, but that's what he's built
yeah, but
as.
he doesn't need to look great. Everybody loves him.
Yeah, I know, but it still makes him look good. It's not hurting Daniel Bryan to have him beat a big guy like Big Cass.
Yeah.
What'd you figure out, Milo? I'm dying to find out. So, as an opening match, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
I wouldn't have opened with it.
No, I wouldn't
But-
have either, but they did.
I would have opened with. Can you imagine if they opened and the lights are off, but they do the whole intro thing, and then the ring announcer goes,
Oh yeah, that's right, Milo. The mixed matched tag team partners did win.
they did win.
I hope they keep them together forever. It's a great.
I
pair.
hope they don't do the mixed match challenge.
It was pretty successful.
But I thought it was. How good would it have been if it was like, ladies and gentlemen, Elias, and that's how it started.
Oh, it would have been great. It would have been much better.
Which
Hey.
brings us to this.
Jesus Christ.
Good Lord, it's a little off.
A little bit. Give me a second here.
Technical difficulties. There we go.
I don't know why the hell it did that. It didn't do it for any other ones. Great match.
This has to have another one.
Yeah, I don't see
I
why it
like
stopped.
I like this feud.
It's a good feud. It's two guys who. It's a perfect example of two guys who can, in a feud, both elevate each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's Elias gets heat because he's fighting against a guy like Seth Rollins, who everybody loves. Seth Rollins is getting more over because Elias is a good heel. Even though he gets cheers, he knows how to turn on the crowd. And they can both talk, so I mean, it just works. I don't see any, especially with the whole the guitar shot and everything. That has to lead to an Extreme Rules match.
Well, I think the best part about Elias is everybody forgets how good he is in the ring. And he really is.
He's very underrated.
He's very good he's a good worker. And Seth right now, we've talked about it for weeks when we do Raw, that he is the hottest thing going right now.
in the
Intercontinental
WWE.
champion or not. In the WWE. But Elias might be the second, aside from Braun. And to put them together, I think it was a good move, and the match was really, really good. Everybody got finishers. Everybody got big moves. Everybody, you thought they were going to win, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But here, my honest opinion, let's say they do the typical WWE 3-match deal.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they fight again. Elias wins, but it's not like a title win, so you can't do DQ at Extreme Rules, so I don't really know how they're going to play this.
I mean, you can figure out a way to do it where it's like a submission match or something like that.
But at SummerSlam, they take the belt off of Rollins because he's going to go build up towards,
Roman
or whoever. I think that only helps both of them.
Yeah,
and they don't do a lot of things that help both people.
Yeah, if Elias becomes IC champion, I hope when he does his song, there's another stool right next to him that has the IC belt.
That just has the belt.
And maybe you give him like a little guitar.
Like, hello, I am Elias, and this is the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be cool. But overall, Money in the Bank, I mean, it wasn't bad by any means. I mean, some of the, like the Daniel Bryan cast is forgettable, Roman Jinder's forgettable, but outside of those two, pretty solid. I mean, the thing that we have to bring this up before we shut down here is, and we'll do our rating, and you're gonna understand what I'm talking about here in my rating. When you have an event the night before that is so superior in every single way, anything these guys do, I mean, like they don't give the main roster guys the same freedom and flexibility that they give them in NXT. NXT TakeOver Chicago was just another home run out of the park. There's never been a bad NXT TakeOver, but that was one of the best ones.
Yeah, me personally, I don't watch NXT every week. I know who the guys are to a certain extent.
But they do a great job with video packages, so if you don't watch,
yeah,
you know exactly why they're fighting.
So, like, you can ask Brian here. Like, I sat there and I said, there's been 2 matches, and this is the best thing I've ever seen WWE do in years.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
You said it right after the first match.
Right after the first match?
No, you said it during the first match.
Yeah.
And you didn't even wait for it to end.
Like, wrestling-wise. Now, I get it. Storylines, production, all that stuff. It all plays a part. But you have to let your players play. You know what I mean? Like,
look,
let them go.
NXT TakeOver and Money in the Bank were held in the exact same arena, 2 nights apart. I'm guessing that Money in the Bank probably sold a little bit better because I heard that TakeOver wasn't selling great. Even though I couldn't tell, but they never show you camera side, so you don't know if that's half empty. I didn't see any reports that it was, but let's just say Money in the Bank sold more because it probably did. You have, especially when you look at the roster now of WWE, like you have so many NXT guys who are delivering these awesome matches down in NXT, and they aren't delivering the same type of matches on the main roster. And I get it to an extent, like the schedule that you have to work on the main roster versus NXT is drastically different. So you can't necessarily do that all the time. But geez, man, I mean, all these guys watched NXT TakeOver. They saw what they did, and like, it was as close to a flawless show as you can get on NXT TakeOver.
Well, my whole thing is they're not letting the guys who have done that they bring in from the outside, whether it be international into NXT, Bobby Lashley from
he came from
TNA to come in. They're not letting them do what they're good at. They're not. I'm a Finn Balor mark, that I do know, but they're not letting guys like that just do their thing.
Yeah, no, they're not. And I mean, it's a shame because they have the talent. I've said this before. It's probably one of the most talented rosters they've ever had, top to bottom. And it's just a shame. Like, I can't say enough good things about NXT TakeOver. I wish we freaking did an after show for that because I
wish we'd live stream that.
I could have talked about that for hours. It was so good. But let's move into the rating of Money in the Bank. You go first.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 6.75. I thought it was pretty good, minus the matches that everybody, knew that nobody was gonna care about. Jinder Reigns, whatever they're doing with Big Cass and Dana Bryant, that kind of stuff. You can't. What they did with the women's Money in the Bank stole the show, and they had to based on last year's Money in the Bank. I don't understand Braun winning, but the match itself was pretty good. I'm excited about the Elias Rollins feud. I don't know what you do with the rest of the guys that were in the Money in the Bank ladder match, but overall, 6.75.
I'm going to go 5.9.
Yeah, you're below me.
I'm below you.
Back on track.
And the reason I'm going to say that is because of NXT TakeOver the night before. NXT TakeOver Chicago was, to me, it was like a 9.95. Like, I'm never going to give anything a perfect score because there can always be something better. But it was as close to perfection as you can get. And when you watch that, and then you watch NXT, then you watch Money in the Bank the next night, like, it was a dramatic difference in quality.
Yeah.
And the way I'll give Money in the Bank is this thing that a lot of wrestling fans critique WWE on, is that they don't have, like, you never really surprised. This had tons of surprises, right?
Yeah, it did.
I mean, even the James Ellsworth, that was a surprise. I mean, you had Alexa winning.
Which is hard. It's hard to do with the world we live in now for them to do the surprises they used to do.
It is very difficult. But I mean, no, I didn't see anything about Alexa Bliss winning. I sure as hell didn't see anything about Alexa Bliss cashing in Money in the Bank the same night. I didn't see anything about Braun Strowman winning Money in the Bank. So they had numerous surprises. Overall, the matches were strong. But if I'm grading NXT TakeOver a 9.95, Money in the Bank is nowhere close to it.
But we're not asking you to compare.
I understand. But it's all on my scale. It's all relative to each other. If that's when I would rate my NXT TakeOver, then that's in my mind. And it's nowhere that this pay-per-view was nowhere near that.
No, wasn't even close.
So, what did I say, 5.9?
Yeah.
5.9. So guys, everyone who joined us, appreciate you guys checking us out tonight. This was the Money in the Bank review show. Make sure you come check us out tomorrow. We do a live stream during Raw, where we just kind of watch Raw together, interact with you guys, talk about all things wrestling. Every week we have a little trivia challenge to declare the Voice of Wrestling champion. You can see Milo 2607 is our current champion. If you don't already, please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel here. Give us a like on Facebook, Voice of Wrestling. Check out the site, voiceofwrestling.net, and definitely make sure you guys check out our flagship show with Chris Cash and Nick Paglino, The Voice of Wrestling, which you can check out on our YouTube channel, or you can check it out on Fight TV every Wednesday at 5 p.m. or anytime after that. You can go back and watch it. Cool. All right. So I'm Bill
I'm Bill Thompson.
It's late, guys. I'm Brian Burns. He's Bill Thompson. Thanks again for checking us out, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.